Hello.
Oh my god. Good luck, guys.
Raise it up. Fold.
Away we go. Good luck. This is the first ever sit and go on my stream. I expect you all to be extraordinarily entertaining, and if one of you wouldn't mind losing to me and making me look good, that'd be fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Will do. I'll just let you know when I'm shoving the trash.
That's a call.
So, sit and goes. We've spoken a lot about cash games. We've not spoken a lot about sit and goes. I started off as a sit and go player 29 years ago, and I played that sit and goes almost exclusively for several years. I never claimed to be brilliant at it, but I got a bankroll big enough to start playing cash and start playing some bigger multi-table tournaments. The way that the sit and go theory has evolved a lot in the last 20 years, to the point now where it's pretty much a science. Unlike cash games, you can pretty much solve sit and goes formulaically. I don't pretend to know that. I do, however, know some of the strategies involved, and the biggest strategy in a sit and go early is to fold. I read one book which said, sit and goes, first 15 minutes, go and make yourself something to eat and come back. Because all you can do in the first 5-10 minutes of a sit and go, first couple of levels, other than a hyper aggressive blind one, is lose. You can't win, but you can lose.
You probably won't. You probably. Oh yeah, you can't take stuff out of it.
Very nice. We like that. So we're playing with Turtlejuice, your PokerStars ambassador, and therefore he has all the props, even those that haven't been released yet, which is why he's good to have on the stream.
I had to click on it.
Do what? Wait, what?
My stream's for mature audiences only, because people keep saying fuck on it, and I've told them not to say fuck, but they just keep fucking swearing.
Fuck, guys.
Yeah, fucking Timmy, he's the worst.
Player
Fucking
fold.
right.
Yeah.
When is this sword coming out? The pirate sword, the one we weren't supposed to see 2 weeks ago?
It's not coming out. It's a private. It's a custom prop. That's why I was saying he wasn't supposed to pull it out. It's like one of the custom props that they have told me not to pull out.
Call.
That's the first one Moneymaker pulled out.
Call.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe he pulled of all of them. He decides to pull the one thing that we're told
Player
not
check.
to pull out. Like, dude.
Let me know how the levels on the sound are, because I've been playing around with some settings.
Doug. Mythic Pirate Cutlass.
Call. The turn.
And what I've done is I've got it set now so that if I'm talking, it cuts off the table, but I've got to get the hang of using that and remembering to release my microphone.
Bet. Fold.
So Timmy's playing pretty aggressively there.
King Jack or something. Me?
No. So, like I say, early doors in a sit and go, you just keep folding. So any raise, I'll even fold. At a cash table, I'm looking to get value out of sets, and by playing low pairs, I'm playing low suited connectors. In a sit and go, first few levels, I'm folding pocket fours, pocket fives in early position, maybe even sixes and sevens. Just don't want to get involved in a hand. All you can do is lose. You can't win. So you just try and get to the. If you can get down to 6 or 5 people left with 1,500 chips, you're in good shape. So it's not much fun. Of course, if you get a big hand, you're calling. But other than that, you're folding. And he shows a 9. Ooh, exciting.
I'm actually not sure what you'd shove with there. An ace-9, a pocket nines.
Yeah, Turtle's right. You really don't want to be shoving there with
spades. Looks really nice.
With anything. So ace-3 under the gun, fold. Cash game, raise. Most cash games raise. You can see Captain Ron's lost 150 chips. Daxid's lost 40 through the blinds. Sava's picked up 200. But for the moment, this is just like the early. Think of the early stages of a marathon or a long distance race. You're just jockeying for position. You're not trying to win it. The final sprint in the sit and go is when you win it. There is a school of thought that says you build up a big stack early and keep the lead, and that will work sometimes. But the most profitable long-term strategy is to just keep folding. And hopefully we'll see the benefits of that, because I'm going to fold like the first 20 hands here. Then when the blinds get a bit bigger, I'm going to start playing like an absolute lunatic. Normally that's a bit more of a surprise, but at least two of the people at the table are hearing me say that.
Accidentally
Fold.
been talking and then realized you weren't muted.
Yes, I said Mike's. What did I say, Mike? Play Mike.
Mike obviously has shit.
Oh,
And I had the nuts.
Player folds.
that's
That's a
funny.
call.
It's always
And we were
awkward
in
doing that.
We were right in the middle of the hand when he said it. It was phenomenal. I laughed so hard. I thought it was so funny.
Bet.
So obviously it's kind of shit.
Fold.
Yeah, he did not have shit. He had the nut straight.
Oh.
Yeah, that was excellent. But I'm constantly paranoid about it. I'm constantly checking my wrist to see if I'm muted there and I'm not muted there. It's hilarious. Yeah. So
Call.
a few people have said I should do the double bluff, like act like I didn't know I wasn't muted, kind of deal.
Raise.
Oh yeah,
Fold.
you could.
I could do that. I could pretend, right, this guy's clearly aggressive, so we're going to give him a chance to stack himself.
Raise.
He should call with any pair. He should call with ace king, ace queen, ace jack. If he folds, we pick up a decent pot, which in second goes is absolutely fine. He's called. We're going to shove most flops. There's no ace out there, which is a bonus. We've got 900 back. He should call with a huge amount of his range. We're just going to make it 700 because that might encourage him to call slightly more.
Alright.
Shoving the whole lot, and hopefully he's not got a set, and we're good.
Kings, yep.
Because he's just got an 8, and that's all he can hit. And that's the end of that.
Showdown. Two pair. You win.
I like, mate.
I like the way you played your kings. It was so obvious that it seemed like you didn't have kings.
Fold.
I was actually
Well,
thinking
after
aces.
seeing that, I kind of wish I called him when I had the ace queen of diamonds. When he pushed.
Raise.
It's like
Fold.
4.5x raise.
That's just not
Fold.
worth it that early in the game.
It's called.
Fold.
No, that's obviously
He,
something.
he
that doesn't
called that
play
with king 8.
sit and goes.
Oh man.
Yeah, he raised. He'd already shown his colours, hadn't he?
Bet.
So now we've got a slightly interesting situation because this is one of the rare occasions where I get a decent stack early on. Got a big hand, played it. If I bust out, fine, but I was ahead there. Such a big percentage of the time. We've now got twice the stack of anyone else. At the moment, that doesn't count for anything. And once we get three-handed, that's going to be the average stack. So I don't mind losing 1,000 chips here, trying to win another 1,500 or another 1,000, because the value of the extra chips is worth more than the downside of losing some of these, because at the moment I'm insulated from going out. I literally can't bust until someone gets some more chips.
Turtle, what is that a picture of in your icon? See a spade. Is that a silhouette of a turtle?
That it just is a turtle. I mean,
So,
you look closely at it. Yeah, it is a spade
Oh,
though.
yeah,
with
his
the turtle part.
head's turning. Got it.
That's my new official logo.
Very nice.
Fold.
again, cash game, you can raise 5-3 suited there in a second go. Why bother? Sit on your chips. Always get into a hand with the best hand until it gets to the later stages. You've got less than 12 big blinds when you're pretty much in shove or fold territory.
Fold. Player folds. Fold.
One thing I should do is pop up the little chat window. So if you want to chat, I'll see what you're saying.
Raise.
We'll stick that there. I'm on a 3-minute delay, so apologies if I don't get back to you straight away.
Raise.
So that was interesting. So Captain Ron raised 80. Timmy almost min raised. Captain Ron called and Timmy's checked. So I'm not, unless Timmy's got pocket kings, I would have certainly bet that flop. He can have pocket kings, he can have ace king, and he can have aces here. I think Timmy's range is incredibly strong.
Totally big raise.
Incredibly strong.
I like it. I like it.
Knew I wasn't gonna call that.
You know nothing.
Blinds up.
That was the only way to get you out.
That's what she said.
Player folds.
Hey.
Right, we got no one's bet, so we can have a little dabble here. We're only going to go 125, so 2.5x. A lot smaller than the raise I would make in the cash table, because I don't want the pot to get too big. I want to be people to 3-bet, and I can call sometimes without having to commit my whole stack, because we're not playing anything like as deep as we do there. Got a gut shot to the nuts with the 9. Timmy, however, is in the big blind and therefore has got a range which includes a lot of aces, 7s, and 5s. And if I bet and I get re-raised, I have to fold. If they bet small like this, I can call. And Captain Ron's only got 750 back. So, that's an awkward spot. I'm going to fold there. Ron's not the loosest in the world. I think too often he's got a pair, 2-pair, and very occasionally the straight. And because the card I need is a 9, and the 8-9 is a good blocker to it, which is a hand he can have. It's not worth a call. Again, same size bet. We're a little bit early position, so I could go 150, but we're going to go 125 again with pocket 8s.
Fold.
Timmy's playing a lot of pots, so Timmy's range is wider than it might be otherwise. Got to keep an eye on stack sizes here. Daxid's going to come over the top, and that's a real shame. Now, it's 350 to call. The most I can win against Dax is 1,400. I need 7 to 1 to have the correct odds to hit a set. So if I call, it's because I think my 8s are good a lot of the time, and they're not, so I'll fold.
Fold.
So if he happens to be playing a pair lower than 8s, good luck to him. But more often than not, I think it's a pair bigger than 8s and 2 big cards, and I don't have the odds to hit my set.
Call.
So we'll get out of the way, which if that seems a little passive, then so be it. And again, what am I doing on this kind of flop? Daxid has, I am fairly sure, he's a good sit-and-go player, knows what he's doing. I will be surprised if the bottom end of his range, he'll have ace-king in there sometimes, but there's a lot of big pairs. A lot of big pairs.
You get rockets?
Jacks, queens, kings, aces.
Turtle agrees with me there. I don't think Daxid will say it. And again, even if he's playing it face up, he's still got a nice pot out of it. So,
I do like the move though, the raise on the big blind.
Raise.
yeah, I think Daxid's played that really well there. I agree with everything Turtle was saying.
Fold. Fold.
Good luck, Cupid. Now again, we can call this, but what's Ron got back? He's got, so we've got till 1 time in 11. We've got to win his stack, which with 3-4 suited out of position, we're not doing. Good luck, Cupid. Take it down, mate. Front of Turtle.
Call. Call. Fold. Raise. Fold.
So Turtle, what's going on this Saturday?
Fold.
His wife is heads up with
Fold.
somebody, and then they're giving away a quest. So you're
No,
screwing it?
she's a heads up with someone. They're
Oh.
doing it's a meetup game.
Oh.
So Butch and Queen is
Good
gonna go to a bunch of different tables that are
Player
gonna be
check.
set up. Essentially just like only for her fans and stuff like that. From YouTube. It's just a meetup cash game really.
Check.
If you participate, then you get a special crown. If
The
you
turn.
bust her the table, you get a ray gun
Check.
that looks like a zombie's ray gun.
Player bets.
It's
that
like
one
a
in the
custom
poster?
prop that she has. Yeah.
That's
And
a
then it's going to be streamed cards up, and on stream we're giving
Fold.
away an Endless Quest.
The river.
Cool.
Yeah.
Player bets.
Nice. So we heard that there. So get your registrations in for the stream.
Insane.
I signed up. I signed up for it on that little Google Docs thing. When are they gonna announce what the table is and where and when and?
Probably the day before, maybe on Friday.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, it should be.
Raise it.
Wait, no, they said
Fold.
Well, I think it said in the poster it's 1 p.m. Eastern, right? Yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. GST. I don't know how long it's gonna go on for, but
Player folds.
yeah. There'll
Fold.
probably just be a bunch of tables that are set up. I think they're gonna have each table will have a password. It'll be password protected because they're gonna leave a seat open for Jordan to join so we can
Blinds
see the
are
cards up. Yeah.
Player
Sounds good. So get yourself registered. If you don't know, Glitching Queen is Daxid's wife, and Daxid is Glitching Queen's husband. So who's raised? Oh no, it's the blinds are 40-80. So we're just gonna raise 2 and a bit again. Always 2 and a bit.
That's a call.
Turtle calls. What's Turtle got back? 1400. So
That we're giving away an Oculus Quest. Like
I've open raised. I've got a lot more aces than Turtles, so I'm gonna bet half pot. He folds a huge chunk of the time because it will leave him with 1200.
I didn't really look into it.
If he calls, we're pretty much done with it. Unfortunately, we have to give up. Ah,
I don't know what they're giving away.
that's a shocking card. I can bet this now
Oh, they're
because
giving away another Oculus Quest. They're just giving away 2 Oculus Quests. Like what?
Sweet.
On you.
the fact that he... Oh, he did like you. Damn it. Well played, Turtle. Well played, Turtle. And we have to fold there.
Player folds.
Come on, it doesn't look like a sick cooler, dude.
Oh. Oh.
I was hoping you had an ace. I'm like, oh wow,
Oh.
this is great.
I thought the fact there were 2 aces out there made it so unlikely you had one, but you didn't, and you still had me beat, which is even more impressive.
Player folds.
I was hoping you had the ace. I'm just like, come on.
Call.
So we took a stab there.
Wait, you bet 500. How much did I shove?
Bet.
1100, just under.
Oh, okay.
That's fair enough. It's the right move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the turn.
Just thinking if I accidentally raised way too much. From my view, it looked like you raised me 500 and I only had 500 left. So I'm
Fold.
like, oh, okay. Guess I had an extra 1,000 I didn't even see.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate. More often than not, he's not got a full house there. His range includes all sorts of other things that we'll call the flop and we'll fold the turn. The ace is a good card for us because he's not got a huge number of aces in that spot because there's only 2 left in the deck. So, yeah, that's just bad luck. And because we didn't go mad on the other hands, we've still got 1,700 chips left. We've lost 1 player. Captain Ron and 2-gun Timmy again a little bit short, and on either side of me we got 2,600 chips. But you'll notice that at this stage in the tournament, people are kind of splitting into groups. You've got the low stacks, the mid stacks, and the big stacks. The low stacks are you need to play against very differently to the big stacks because the low stacks are fighting for their lives, are on a hair trigger to go all in, but also if they haven't got a hand, they're more likely to fold. The big stacks are more likely to play a bit looser, trying to get build an even bigger stack. Although some people do just try and sit on the big stacks. Timmy's all in. Ron's got a decision to make. Timmy's presume Ron raised pre-flop. Timmy called. Timmy's led the flop. Which, if Timmy's got an ace, he should have checked and given Ron a chance to call. So leading with an ace there is not the best thing to do. If he's led as a bluff, then that's very brave. Yeah, should be.
I'm gonna start throwing stuff at you, Timmy.
That's twice.
You've been
2
warned.
times.
That's 2 in a row.
You raise
It's enough.
reasonable.
Fold.
Fucking show.
I'm done being reasonable with you.
Raise.
Apparently.
Fold.
Timmy has no fucks to give.
God.
Fold. Fold. That's a call.
Gonna put the
The flop.
plunger in my quick view, just so I'm ready.
You need the lamp. The hookah? That one's loud.
Yeah, that thing almost crashed.
Thanks for the follow, Kevin. Appreciate it.
Bet. Player folds.
I'm not very good at this keeping up to date with what's going on the follows and the likes and the bits and all the rest of it. I need to get. I think life must be a lot easier for streamers outside of VR when they can just stare at a bunch of monitors. In here, we've got to play poker as if we were in the real world. Keep an eye on a bunch of screens. Keep an eye on a jump complaining. I love a good moan up. Yeah, but I've got to work on the best setup for all this.
That's a call. Check.
Yeah, appreciate the follow.
Bet.
Queen 4, we've hit the 4. Daxid limped pre-flop and has bet the flop. So he's going to have a lot of 10s, a lot of 9s, a lot of draws. The 4's really good. If I was going to bet the 4, I'd re-raise. It's not really weak enough to call, and then there's not many turns I like. I don't like any spade, I don't like an 8, a jack, a queen, a 7. So the blinds are now reaching that interesting stage where it's always 60-120. So 120, I've got 11 big blinds. If I get in a pot, I'm really looking to put all the chips in. So if I can steal one pre-flop, I will with a min raise, hence 2.5 big blinds. But really, I'm looking to either 3-bet all in or fold, or raise all in. Ace 3 is not a raise there. So we're going to start seeing people bust quickly at this point.
Take it down.
The old raise and take it.
So Turtle, now that you're getting regular paychecks from Stars, have you bought anything big yet?
I haven't gotten I haven't gotten a paycheck yet.
Fold.
What?
Still haven't even signed
Really?
the contract. I mean, I finally got the contract, but yeah, just waiting on some
Fold.
changes that
Fold.
I'm getting them to change.
Very smart.
But yeah,
So they don't own your soul.
Player folds.
At the end
so
of
they
the
don't own my
signature.
soul, man. They don't own my soul.
That's your firstborn and all sorts of good stuff. There you go.
Raise it up.
Yeah. No
Player
crap.
is
I
all
should look.
in.
You looked super excited
The
to go all
flop.
in.
Wow.
I said. Yeah, I
And
should
the
have saw
turn.
that. You were all like,
The river.
Nice hand, Ron.
Showdown.
nice hand.
One
double
pair.
up.
Yeah, Turtle's done the right thing, raising there. Ron's only calling with the top end of his range. Queen 7's exactly the middle in terms of hands. Fair enough to shove. Ron snap call. Turtle's in trouble.
Call.
But yeah, it's still the right move. Ron's only got 6 big blinds or less.
Call.
King 4 is at this point. Is that a limp? That is a limp. If I was on the button, I'd seriously think about shoving there. But with Turtle behind, who's going to be aggressive.
How are you
Nope.
turning to look over the document, or are you doing it?
Raise it up.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go, smart man.
Player folds.
Kind of an issue though is because they're based
Oh.
out of Isle of Man, so it's under a different like jurisdiction, so it's really hard to get a attorney to really look at it because they're like, well, I only know American law.
Call.
I don't think there's like that big of a difference though, right?
Player is all in.
Oh, jeez.
Cheated.
Did you limp with it? You
I just
limped.
wanted to see a flop.
I
You
like the move.
seriously
Jackson.
limp.
So
Get him.
great movie. Dax.
Right? He limped. Yeah,
It's
you would
even
limp.
more
You would limp.
menacing with him
Folds.
dancing and shoving at the same time.
Player folds.
Scary.
Yeah.
So Daxid's limp. Turtle's raised.
Queen. Suited connectors. I should have played that. Flip them.
Did you seriously limp aces or kings? Is that what you did?
I had to look under the table. It was 5-3.
5-3. Oh,
Yeah.
Actually, if it was 2-4, I wouldn't put it past them.
Fold.
So much as I hate limp raising and getting creative in cash games, in sit and goes you actually can. So if you think someone's going to raise and the blinds are this short, you can limp. So
Isle of Man.
so because Turtle's very active, because I'm pretty active.
The UK and where? I feel like you would know. Where is it?
Up in the northwest of the UK. It's near where I work.
Yeah. It's in between UK and some other country. I
Here's
forgot
the
which
top.
one. But
Ireland.
yeah.
Yeah.
Island, kind of like the Cayman Islands.
Check.
No, very much not like the Cayman Islands.
Player checks. The river.
Think of the Oh no. Think of the Cayman Islands, then think of the opposite. That's the Isle of Man. It's a tax haven. That's why it's got some special laws. That's why a lot of companies.
Not,
but-
the weather's not the same, but tax haven. There you go.
No, the weather is definitely not the same.
Fold. Fold.
Yes, I don't mind Dax's limp at all. I mean, it go wrong sometimes, and everyone will limp, and you'll check, and the big blind will have 2 pair. But limp raising there is a nice spot. You're pretty much playing your cards face up, but in sit and goes, sometimes you can.
Check. The turn.
The money in the pot.
Check. The river.
Sorry, I'm sitting in the middle of the table, so I'm swinging my head around like a lunatic, which when I'm sitting at the end of the table, I don't have to do as much. It's the trouble with starting sit and goes. Is a midnight in the UK. And you see, I think I've played, what, 4 hands so far? 5, maybe? Yeah. In a minute, we're going to start playing crazy, because lines are huge. But look at the chips. Daxid's won. Daxid's in the lead. Turtle's just in second. I'm in 3rd place at the minute. But I barely played a hand. Timmy's had about 6 or 7 opportunities to go bust. So, early doors, you're just trying to reduce your opportunity of going bust. If you survive to the last 4 or 5, you can't just blind out. You've got to play. But survive to the last 4 or 5, go for it. You dramatically shift the odds of cashing and winning in your favour. Problem here is Turtle's not going to fold to a lot of my bluffs.
Fold.
Or he's going to call pretty wide, at least.
That was a good flop.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
4 wasn't a spade.
Blinds are up.
Queen 7 on my blind. At this point, you really have to start defending your blind if you sense any weakness. So if Timmy bets, I'm going to shove. And he does. And if Daxit calls, I'm going to shove.
Player.
And there we go. And he's not happy about that. You can see he's not happy about it.
About to say I'm not watching your stream, but I'm assuming that you're talking about. Oh, we gotta look to shove soon.
That's exactly. Turtle just said, I'm not watching your stream, but I expect you were saying I'm going to have to shove soon. And he's absolutely right.
Player folds.
Take it down.
You're absolutely right. That's exactly what I was just saying.
You win.
Ooh. I'm so smart. Yeah, after like looking at push fold charts all the time now, I'm starting to want to kind of use them for. I feel like I should be using for sit and goes, but it's hard to find one that's for a certain amount of people. Like the one I look at is for it's actually for 10 people, which I don't understand how it's even a thing, but
Fold.
It's not that it's for 10 people. It's that if you've got a 6-seater table, you just ignore the first 4 seats.
Raise.
oh,
Yeah. So they do it as 10 because sometimes you play in tournaments and they have 10 people sitting at the table when there's a lot of people in the tournament, and then as they reduce the people, it gets less. But yeah, you just there's the push fold is different for each seat, isn't it? So if you're at a 6-seater table, just ignore 7, 8, 9, and 10.
yep.
Push
Nope,
fold
nope.
chart.
Bro, hold on.
Player is all in.
Was it just calculate your position
Player
versus
is
your
all
hand
in.
pre-flop, or?
Fold.
Um,
The turn.
Oof. Take a sec out on the river.
The river.
Thank you. Oh, come on.
nearly.
One pair.
You got the 6.
Yeah, basically for each for 2 big blinds, 3 big blinds, through to about 15 big blinds, it tells you whether you should be open shoving or folding. Nothing else, just fold or shove with small stacks. And it tells you what to do if you're raised. It tells you what to do if I mean, you have to adjust it a little bit for loose players, tight players, and all sorts of other bits and pieces. But it kind of takes a lot of the pressure off of it.
Player is all in. Fold. Fold. Fold.
So Turtles, unfortunately, had a couple of.
Say about my monkey ass. This guy's an idiot.
What are you showing with 790? Wait, 5 big blinds?
If you want flop push charts, a site called oh crikey, push the
10.
turn. It's really good. It's got a kind of quiz, interactive quiz, which is really good. You can test whether you should be shoving or folding short stacks, and also calling if a short stack shoves all in. That's worth learning. There are better ways to play, more optimal, but very few people are good enough to do that, myself included. So shoving off holding with 12 big blinds or less is usually the way to go. There is a kind of min raise on the button strategy, which is increasing. This is close, but he's got so many. He's got ace king, he's got king queen, he's got aces, he's got kings, he's got queens, he's got jacks, all of which are hands which are smashing me up. Sometimes he'll have a lower pair, but not as often as the big hands, which destroy me.
I need a call fold chart. That's what I need.
Also, if I
Yeah, I'm going Google.
if I call, I've got these guys behind me who could wake up with a big hand as well. So that's a pretty straightforward fold.
I ask Windward as soon as this is over. Windward, I have a question for you.
Yep.
Should I call there with 9-10 suited?
Nope.
Okay, just checking.
I folded king 10.
He shoved. Oh wow, really?
And that's an easy fold with king 10.
Zombie, do you go? Push fold charts? Because if you do,
Player
then
is all
that
in.
makes my decision easier.
Fold.
If you're shoving under the gun, then you gotta have a good hand,
Fold.
right?
You're not just where you were on the button. You've also got the blinds to worry about. You see.
Yeah, I know. God, I call it the. Stop giving me hands, dude. Okay, so I got. I might just call this, to be honest. What is he shoving with? No, I'm gonna fold it.
Fold.
I'm gonna fold it. I'm a good noodle.
Player folds.
I'm a good noodle.
Good noodle.
I'll tell you what the minimum I would have called him there with in your position was. You tell me if you were better or worse than that.
Fold.
What was that?
I folded king 10 offsuit.
Good fold. I would have folded ace 10 there.
What?
I would have also folded
You fold ace
9s.
Okay, well,
No, it's nothing to do with what he's got. It's nothing to do with what he's got. It's to do with if you run his entire range through like a range analyzer, then I reckon about ace 10, 9s is the key. Yeah. Equilab.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Oh, you should have told me that then.
It doesn't matter.
I had pocket fours.
Well,
So you don't want to be flipping, you see.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Not at this point. In a minute you will, but not just yet.
What do you mean? I have like less than 8 big blinds, or about 8 big blinds actually. Oh no, I have less.
There we go. Now we're in trouble.
8 big blinds. What am I talking about? I have like 4.
Yeah.
Rip. Do I show? Nope.
Fold.
Have you downloaded Equilab?
Player folds.
No, I've been told download so
Fold.
many different things. Jordan recommended ICMizer.
Yeah, that's good.
I just want
Fold.
like
Equilab.
fold chart.
Equilab's good because what you can do is you could say, well, what's his range? You'd put in all the pairs. You go ace king, ace queen, ace jack. You'd fill all that in. Then you put your hand in, and then you hit calculate, and it tells you the percentage of your hand against the entire range that he's got, and you'll be astonished sometimes. And also say you put someone on ace king. Say you put them on aces, kings, and ace king, and that's all you put them on. Then you run that against your range, your jacks or something. And then the difference adding in queens makes to it, or the difference adding in ace queen makes. So if you can, in those 3-bet, 4-bet spots that you're going to find yourself in, knowing the difference between would they do that with ace queen and they would only do it with aces and kings, an ace king is huge. It makes such a difference. And you just play around. You just
I think it's just more like
select lap.
I wish I could access it like in the middle of a hand.
Player
Oh my
is
god.
all in.
You just play with it, and then after a while, you kind of get a sense of what's a good call and what's not.
Okay.
Yes,
Well, shit. Yeah, I'll take a king.
turn.
yes. Float the turn, not push the turn. You're quite right, Cupid. Thank you. Float the turn. It's a fantastic little quiz on there, which just gives you practice on pushing and folding.
Wait, was that all my money?
Doesn't know what he's doing. My ass. Look, he's just suckered you in with aces.
He knows what he's doing. He called me. God damn it.
You think he was a
Fold.
It's 7th place. Oh yeah, there's so many people at this table still.
Fold.
Mine's at 100, 200.
Everyone's lasting forever in this.
Simba.
We almost need to go to regular speed with the way everybody's playing sit and goes now.
Raise.
People are so much more patient than they used to be.
Yeah.
Call.
Yeah, playing a sit and go pretty Thought I'd give it a whirl. So obviously Ron's calling with any jack. He's calling with any draw, which is 8-9, which is 6-7, which is ace-8, which is king jack. Yeah, he's calling with a lot of hands there,
Player,
and a good fold by Ron there.
you win.
Kings.
So we still only played about 7 hands, and where are we? We lost one. We're in 3rd place still, so we're gradually getting rid of people.
Fold. 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 Player
All
is
in.
all in.
And Ron's all in, and Ron has shoved over the big blind, and Ron should do that with about 70 to 80% of all the hands he can have. So the worst hand,
Full charts is I didn't realize you're supposed to shove in the small blind so much more often than you think you are. Assuming that everybody else folds, but
I literally just said Ron should be shoving 80% of his hands there, and you said, are you like, have you got the live feed to what I'm saying?
no. I'm just thinking about it, man. Ever since I've started playing, live tournament
Fold.
stuff, like online,
Fold.
playing for real money, I'm actually thinking about it
Fold.
more than just, oh, look, I have pocket sevens. I must have the
Player
best hand.
folds.
Or, oh, I'm on small blind and I have, 10, 3 off, and I have 4 big blinds left or something. I should fold. Actually, are you supposed to? Wait, hold on, let me check real quick.
4 big,
2 offsuit and higher. Yeah, you're still
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Small blind with 4 big blinds.
Yep. It's amazing what you can fold. So an under the gun raise, it's amazing what you fold, even 12 big blinds deep, or even 6 big blinds deep. That's just like, I think 9s is a fold to an under the gun raise 7 big blinds deep on some of the charts. This is incredible.
Really?
Yeah, it might be 8.
Yeah, I'm looking at this push fold chart.
Bet.
I basically just went to the bottom right corner. Oh wait, I'm looking at the 12.5% ante. It seems to be wrong one. Hold on. I would like 0 ante,
Fold.
please.
Are you looking at? Are you on float?
I'm looking at floattheturn.com.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of move it around as you move the seats around you.
Bottom right. So if you have 15 big blinds and you're under the gun, you should be shoving on
Fold.
10s or higher, ace jack suited or higher, ace 5 suited
Fold.
and ace 4 suited, ace
Fold.
king offsuit, and king queen suited.
But down the bottom, it tells you what you should be calling with on float the turn. So it tells you what you can call. Yeah, that garbage down the bottom tells you what you can call and when.
Here's the flop.
I think there's a way of working that out. You look at the web version.
Yeah. Access you can use her free app, push
Bet.
fold, iPhone app, blah blah blah. I'm looking for the call chart.
Player is
Don't
all
see it.
in. Fold.
I think I haven't used it for a while.
I might be on the mobile version right now. That might be
Yeah, but I think you put your position in, and so you say I'm on the button, and it'll give you the range to call with, effectively with things that put you all in with. Yeah.
I know that exists. It's just that those things are just like, the
Fold.
push fold charts. You literally just look at how many big
Fold.
blinds you have and where your position is, and you just see
Player
if you have a
folds.
hand that you're supposed to shove with.
Fold.
But with that, you have to put in how much the
Fold.
person's shoving for, how many big blinds you have,
You
what
win.
your position is, what their position is. There's a lot more to it than just, oh, I have this many big blinds and I'm in this position and nobody's bet yet. I'm gonna shove.
Player is all in. Player folds.
The math behind it really interests
Fold.
me though.
Oh, fascinating! Absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, GTO.
Fold. Fold.
Were they matching?
King Jack. Oh, Jack Queen, even King Jack.
Here's some big blinds.
Fold.
So we still incredibly have 6 people left in this.
Fold.
Blinds are 150, 300, and the largest stack of the table barely has 10 big, or doesn't even have 10 big
Player
blinds,
is
actually.
all
So that's just a shove there with pretty much anything remotely decent, and Mike has to call with anything remotely decent, and fortunately he's got absolute garbage.
All in.
I'm putting you on absolute rubbish on this occasion, Mike.
All in.
Do you know my skill of reading your cards?
You totally just read them like a book.
I reckon he had ace 4, ace 5.
Ace 4? Yeah.
Worse.
No, I don't believe it. Don't believe it. Just don't believe it.
7-2 of spades.
No, don't believe it.
We just needed to mumble to himself.
He did show it to me,
Obviously,
but
he has shit.
fold.
That's my favourite joke, which only amuses myself, is someone shows me their cards and then I go, oh, I think they had something else. And then they go, no, no, no. Every single time. Ron shoves again, like in Ron's game. Yeah, on the button, no, Mike was in the big blind, so I was in the cut-off, which is the seat to the right of the button. I will shove, what's the weakest hand I'll shove there?
in my chips from earlier, you just
Jack 9, definitely.
I kept taking him.
9, 10, maybe.
It's only 600.
8, 7, maybe. Ace, any ace, absolutely any ace. You've got to be really aggressive at the tail end of these. Calling is very different. You've got to be a lot stronger to call than to shove. I'm not sure Timmy can fold there. I think he has to call, particularly as it doesn't make him dead. And Ron is back in the game, and the chips level themselves up again.
I did not want you to call, but I'll take
So we are now in third place, but there's not a great deal of difference between any of us. The blinds are 300, 150, so no one has more than 10 big blinds. So everyone should be shoving or folding. There should be no min raise calling here or limping or anything. It's shove or fold. So this is now a maths-based exercise, and the person who comes out the best end of the odds wins.
Fold. Fold. Check. The flop. Player checks.
Thanks, Cupid.
Player is all in. Fold.
Well, you've started a very interesting chat about push-fold charts in the chat on my stream between Pretty and Cupid. So, you know,
No, really.
Fold.
one person at a time learning the pokers. Although Cupid knows float a turn anyway. So, but yeah, spreading the word.
The whole thing with like push fold charts, like some people don't know about it, and it's like even I didn't know about it. And I'm like, well, I had an idea that it existed, but I didn't really know what it was supposed to do. And I'm like, oh my god, it's like the easiest thing ever.
Yeah, and you don't, once it's like anything else, once you learn them fully, you don't have to follow them slavishly, because sometimes you might go, that person's clearly very excited and got aces. But, you know, but it gives you a framework to then play on top of, kind of thing. It's really good.
Player folds.
Yeah, I was actually in a situation where I was in a tournament and it was on like literally on the bubble where it was playing hand for hand, and I think I had Queen 6 offsuit on the button, and the two people to my left had more chips than me. And in a situation, I forgot how many big blinds I had, but I think it was like 8 or something. And I think with Queen 6 offsuit, you're supposed to shove on the button.
Player is all in.
And I was wondering if you're supposed to do that when you're on the bubble.
No. Now.
I know, I shoved and I'm like, please just fold. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to do this.
That's a call.
Oh, here we go.
The bubble's different. If you're short stacked, then the value of getting in the money is higher. If you're deep stacked, you should be playing more aggressively on the bubble. But because you had 8 big blinds, the chance of you winning a big win was minimal. So the value of winning 1.5 buy-ins or whatever goes up a lot. So your tournament life around the bubble becomes more important as a short stack. As a medium or big stack, you've got to really go for it.
Yeah, it was like a $25 tournament.
See you guys.
The bubble, see you, man. GG. And the bubble was
About 40.
Yeah. So it's a huge jump
Fold.
from 0 to 40, but
Yeah.
yeah, I should have thought about that. I don't know. You're right. You
Player
don't want
is
to
all
follow
in.
it religiously, or else it's just like
Fold.
you get to a situation where it's like you're on the bubble and you're
Player
thinking, oh
is
well,
all
Good luck, Timmy. No! Yes!
No, 4! Fuck. Give me 7!
Oh,
Spade!
Oh, you got me.
Wow.
With that kid
One
rag.
pair.
That's the
You
other
win.
part. Alright. To the next one.
GG, man.
Cheers, mate. So yeah, we're showing any king, any queen, any jack, any big card, period, any remotely connected things. We're down to 5 big blinds. So we are down to 4 people. We're on the bubble, as we were just discussing with Turtle. A bit different than a sit and go. Ron's all in. We have a call from Daxid.
The turn.
And a 7. No, that's it, isn't it? Dead. Dead.
Showdown. 3 of a kind.
I know you're on.
It's 2 bubbles in a row. I'm on a roll today.
Yeah, this is a 1 million pretty.
Bubble boy. The official bubble boy.
Oh
Fold.
well. We should do a 5 mil
Fold.
next.
Hell
You
yeah.
win.
I need to get off for a little bit. I haven't eaten anything all day.
Pretty, thank you so much for the sub. You will see an interestingly fun animation coming up soon for the subscription. So keep an eye on the screen on the delay because it should pop up.
Made it this far in a sit and go before.
On you. Call. Player folds. Check. The flop.
And unfortunately here, we now have to take this to the end because we need to get some value from it. So he shouldn't have a king. That's a very dry flop. There shouldn't be any draws. 10 jack maybe calls. Ace 9. 7 deuce. I'm good at playing the 7 deuce.
Fold.
My advice for sit and goes, make sure your opponent's always got 7.
Fold. Call. Check. The flop. Bet. Fold. Player folds. Fold.
My turn.
Blinds going up.
The blinds are... We've got 5 big blinds, so that's just a shove. And if he wakes up with a bigger hand, so be it. But 78% of the time he will not, so we win.
You win.
I'm going to turn this way so I don't have to keep moving my head about so much.
Raise.
And we fold. Pretty, thank you so much for the sub. You will see an interestingly fun animation coming up soon for the subscription. So keep an eye on the screen on the delay because it should pop
Player
up.
fold.
I appreciate the irony of Jack 4, but we can fold here because we're not in the blinds, so we're not losing any chips on this hand. And Zombie's going to shove wide. Daxid has 5,000. And unfortunately here we now have to
Fold. Fold. You win.
and we take that down. Right, now we really are in a game of who gets the best cards, because the blinds are 300, 600, and Daxid just about has
Player is all
8 big blinds, and we've got 5 each. So yeah, there is no limping. There is no. There is no subtlety at all at this.
fold. Fold.
And again, we
Too soon. These blinds are killing
You
me.
win.
yeah, these blinds are insane at this point. And we're all in again. We're gonna have to call this, because although he's shoving anything at this point, he can have a bigger ace. Of course he can. We're still gonna have outs. We're only really worried if he's got an ace. Daxid's debating it, so he folds. We call.
Call.
Good luck, sir.
Here's the turn. The river. Showdown.
Unlucky.
High
GG's.
card. You win.
So
Good luck, Dax.
good luck, Dax.
Have a good night, Crab. I'm
take care.
Kevin Caution in your chat box.
Ah, cool. Oh, good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Yeah,
I
yeah.
meant to say it earlier, but I just got caught up in the game.
Ah, cool.
You guys have a good night.
Good to see you, mate. Take care.
You win.
So Zombie is Kevin Caution, who's in the chat, in the stream, which is nice to know. Good to see. We still don't have enough to do anything other than just shove, and it's a call, and good luck to Dax. And we're 60-40 in his favour, and now it's heavily in my favour at 80%, and now we're 93%, and now we win.
Showdown. One pair. You win.
And now we have a strong advantage, so we're going to have to make him make a decision every single hand. So that was good. So I should quit while I'm ahead. First sit and go for a long while. First sit and go on stream, and we win it without too much hassle. Won a couple of times on coin flips. We won with King 4 against King 7. Wasn't for all the chips, so that was a good spot. Yeah, happy with that. Good win.